Hey guys, quick weekly update here. May 2nd. Make sure you like this after you watch it. All right. First up, runaway train updates. Had a couple questions about this. We're still on track for May 20th. We haven't heard anything different, so hang in there. We are almost there. I know you guys want it. I want it too, don't worry. But we're almost there. Just be patient. We're still set for May 20th. So anticipate that. When they're here during that week, building it downstairs, we are going to close Mansion and Heist on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because we don't want to get in their way. So understand the schedule for that week will be interesting on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because we won't have Mansion or Heist. All right. We do have it on Tuesday night because we have two games that booked way away a long time ago, and they don't want to move their games. So I'm gonna have to schedule somebody for that night, but those will be the only two games for those 3 days. Team meeting, just kind of segue into the team meeting subject. We are gonna do one on May 22nd. That's a Wednesday. So the plan with that is we will do our normal team meeting here, and hopefully they will be finished by train or finished with train by then. So the goal is to have you guys get to play it that night, which is lots of fun. All right. I'll have to logistically look at the numbers and see how many people we have that haven't played it. I'll probably post something asking who has and hasn't played it after this video. But if you haven't played it, don't go play it yet. Make sure you wait and play it here. All right. So just because you play it doesn't mean you're going to learn it right away. Everybody will get to learn it at some point in their time here. But just be patient with that. You're all going to get to play it, obviously, okay? Couple things I want you guys to pay attention to. With training on new games, it is super helpful to me and to everybody for everyone to know all the games, all right? But there are steps and procedures we have to follow in you guys learning games, all right? If I've given you the green light and the thumbs up to shadow and train on a game, then you should do so. After you have watched 5 to 6 games though, your shadowing is done. Okay, so just because I tell you you can shadow on example Mansion doesn't mean that you get to go shadow 25 games in the next week. All right, we believe it only needs to take you about 5 or 6 times to shadow it. All right, if you feel like you get there and you're not good enough yet, let me know. We can talk about doing more. All right, but to help set that tone a little bit better, what we're going to do from this point on is you are only going to shadow when you have a shadowing shift on your schedule, okay? And so most of you have already seen those before. They're blue, have an S, all right? And it'll tell you exactly what game you're supposed to shadow. So I want you to only shadow within those confines, okay? Really, guys, the big reason for that is just so I can do my job and help keep labor where we need it to be, okay? We can't have someone shadowing on every game on the weekend. That kills our labor, all right? So I've got to pay attention to that. So for right now, starting now, do not shadow unless you have a shadow shift on your schedule, all right? If you have questions that, just message me and ask me. Say, hey, you told me I could shadow. Let's talk about it. Let's see how many games you've got under your belt, all right? Once you're scheduled on it, though, you don't need to shadow anymore, obviously, okay? Next thing, don't make changes to the games. I've seen and heard a couple of things, people making changes to like the steps of the games and the puzzles and the way they work. That's not our job to do that, all right? It's not even necessarily my job, all right? So please be aware that you're not to make changes to the way the game operates and runs, okay? There's a difference between that and fixing something, okay? If you're fixing something and you gotta throw in a temporary solution, obviously that's different, but you can't just change the game just because that's the way you like to run it and you think it runs better that way, all right? The reset sheet is the reset sheet for a reason, okay? So let's everyone try to please abide by the reset sheet, okay? Because you probably don't realize it, but you probably don't realize that those things are there for a reason, all right? And a lot of times if you put things the way you want it, it actually ends up hindering the game and you just don't realize it. So I have witnessed those things for a while. So if you have questions as to why that's like that, or if what you're doing is hindering the game, ask me, and I probably have the reason why. All right. The games have gone through a lot of trial and error as to how they work. So they're set the way they work for a reason. All right. So please don't make changes to the games. Follow the reset sheet. Follow the game flow sheet. Okay. Last thing, then we're done. Lack of shifts. So if you haven't noticed, there's a little bit of a lack of shifts. There especially will be a lack of shifts on the week of the 20th through the 27th because Mansion and Heist will be closed for 3 days, and so that will really slow everything down. All right, but just hang in there. It's the lack of shifts is because we're anticipating Runaway Train opening. Okay, so once that it's open, it's going to be back to normal. If you're somebody that likes to work doubles and you rely on those, don't worry, it will go back to the way it was. All right. So just hang in there. If you really need extra hours and you're trying to pick something up, let me know. We can look at the schedule and maybe try to help you out. Okay. That's all I got, guys. Thank you, and have a great weekend.